relative of his has called him from Pune and said that, I saw Mithila on a news channel. And I came back home that day and he was like, Mithila, do you know you were on a news channel? Now you'll be famous because you're on TV.
Great.
But that connection didn't happen, that I was actually already...
And see our age group. For our age group, it's the news channel, not the Insta.
But he knew that I had a like a curfew at home. And in that sense, it was not going to work out.
Yeah, but these guys working late nights and all, unnecessarily.
So see, uncle, that's right.
Into the stands. And you can take it. Don't worry. Please don't worry. We have no rules here.
No, it's actually Prajakta Koi. So
Prajakta, she's also got lots of following. She's been on the show.
Is she also part of this?
She wants to be on the show again. She's got it.
That's great.
I'll take it. I'll just take it.
Is it?
Prajakta, not now. Not now. Okay. Sweet girl. Yes. She's very Dadar loyal.
I'm very Dadar loyal.
I can see member of parliament.
I can tattoo it.
Yeah.
She'll get...
It's like father, mother, Dadar. Chappal se maro content. Come on, I can't take this. Alright, the show's called, keep forgetting the name, but I think it's Cyrus Says, no? Or Cock and Bull? No, Cyrus Says. And
that's been my research and that's what I think.
Oh, I think I should put this on so I can hear you. I can't hear you. Now I can hear you. Mithila, what a beautiful voice. So Mithila is here, Mithila Palkar, and I've done all the research. I've got my research team to tell us all about her. Did you know, Silvery?
Yes.
She was born on 11 January 1993 at 3:30 p.m.
Wow.
In the afternoon.
3:30 p.m. ये किसने find out किया? I really want to know who found out.
Google's कर.
But is that right?
No.
Oh, okay.
How does she know? She's so small. How does she know?
You might have seen a birth certificate or something at some point in your life.
What kind of
I don't know what if there are people who remember this.
That I go and find out the birth certificate.
I am sure in this room right now with us, there's at least one person who knows the exact time they were born. For sure.
10:35 p.m.
You really know that?
I know.
You really know
My
that?
dad used to tell me all the time.
Oh, see, I was right.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know the time of the day I was born.
Can you tell us?
No.
So correct. इसमें शर्म की बात क्यों है?
नहीं, शर्म नहीं है क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि लोग मेरी कुंडली निकालेंगे.
Oh,
मुझे चाहिए.
कुंडली king is like just punch it.
Cyrus, your kundali is being made right now. Yes, someone is making your
I'm
kundali.
smart about this.
She's really sharp. I never thought of it that way. Yeah?
Never at all.
Always thinking ahead. You're too good for this show. Call your makeup person instead. Okay, Mithila, lots to talk about. Let's go right to the top. Yeah. Not the top. The first thing that I read, I don't know if you read this, is you actually went and auditioned with Quasar.
I did.
When you were very young.
Kisar Padam Series.
Quasar, yeah. Q Productions or something it's called.
Yeah.
And but you didn't get the role, but you got into the stage thing, backstage or whatever. So tell us what happened.
So I wanted to start as an actor, and at that point I was very lost because I had no direction in that sense. So I said, okay, whatever comes my way, I'll be more than happy to do it. And I always knew that I wanted to start with theatre. So I heard of these auditions and I went straight in. I had no idea what to expect, but I went straight in. I auditioned.
Do you remember what it was that you had to...
So the play was called So Many Socks that Quasar was directing.
I'll just explain. Hindi में so many socks क्या होता है?
मौजे.
SUCKS नहीं, SOCKS socks.
Oh, got it.
Okay, so they had told me to prepare one monologue and one movement piece. And it could have been anything. So I had prepared a dance because I love dancing. Okay.
Wow.
So I auditioned.
Camera picture. Any moment now. We have item numbers for the first time on the podcast. Stop coughing.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah. It's not COVID. Not COVID yet.
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
mean, we'll find out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, I guess you will.
Check your pulse.
Can you breathe fine?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Sadly, yes.
So that's what happened, and then I grew up with my Nana Nani. So my grandfather wasn't very gung-ho about, actor banna hai, okay, great. So there was never really that encouragement because it's an industry that we are very, very off, especially if you come from a middle-class Marathi family. It's like, actor banna hai is always a question mark. So he was not very happy about it, and this was in college. So I said, I can't lie to him and be rehearsing and stuff like that. And Quasar today is one of my mentors. Like, he still continues to be the guy I go.
Oh, these gurus, I tell you.
Yeah.
English speaking guru bhi guru hai.
This is true. So, but he jokes now about it that you came to audition for my play, but you rejected me because I said, okay, but I can't spend so much. Like, I can't invest so much time in the rehearsals because I can't.
You said that?
Because I couldn't.
That's a bit funny. You go there and start giving demands on
No.
unknown quantity.
I actually didn't.
I
10 बजे डॉट मेरे को यहाँ से बाहर.
Yes, yes.
No, I didn't say that to
चाय
him.
में दो शक्कर.
No. I didn't. Obviously, I didn't say that to him. But he knew that I had like a curfew at home, and in that sense, it was not going to work out.
Yeah, but these
right?
guys working late nights and all unnecessarily.
So see, uncle, that's right.
Yeah.
Into the stands.
Cyrus, how soon did your demand start though? When you first came on set?
You Saukar has told you everything about me.
I'm
Meaning,
sure,
okay,
yeah,
come.
exactly.
I have only one demand. Let's start, let's leave. That's it.
He wants to leave immediately. The
Nothing
second he's
else,
here, he
nothing
wants to leave.
Nothing about food, drinking, or I never really threw tantrums. But
yeah,
but
so
her point is
that's-
valid
that-
because she has to go back home and there's a little bit of they're not keen on her doing it,
Absolutely,
etc.
yeah.
Although normally middle class Maharashtrian family stage is different from television.
is different.
Stage there's respect.
Yeah.
Television there isn't, and rightly so. Due respect.
Yeah. So he was not, and then that is why then that didn't happen. But then QTP runs a theatre festival
Sound the cutie pa.
called Thespo that
Correct.
happens at Prithvi every year, and it is for and by people who are 25 and under 25. And I said, okay, I'll volunteer. Like I'm not going to be on stage, but I can be behind the scenes and organize it because I was under 25 then. So that's how I got into the space, and then I started auditioning, and then
So the first role you did was backstage helping people with props and all that.
yeah.
But you were still very keen on acting, or you just
Yes, I was very keen on it. I've always wanted to be an actor, so I was like, anything that lets me be close to that, and this just experience that. And in fact, when I was on the organizing team of Thespo, it kind of pushed me even more because I was like, I'm not. As much as I enjoy being behind the scenes, I'm craving to be there right in the front. So this has to change. And then that's when I started auditioning. And
How did you finally convince your grandfather though?
it was very strange because after this entire 1 year of running Thespo, I took a break of sorts from
so fast.
break in the sense
Midnight
of
Crisis 23 पे इस वर्ष तेरा होगा
break.
I'm very fast,
Yes.
sharp. So I said, okay, now I
Don't
think
mind Mithila, but it's a very sweet story. You come, you throw demands, you get rid of him, and then after doing one play, का backstage से बोल हो गया. I need to go to the
it's a sweet
Himalayas.
story because I'm sweet. So
You are
then,
sweet.
So anything associated with me is sweet. Anyway, so I visited my sister in the US and I was like, okay, I'll do a workshop while I'm there. So I did an acting workshop and
Stella Adler.
yeah.
Because I went to Strasbourg and they are rivals.
Oh, really?
Can you, fun fact about Stella Adler, Marlon Brando slept with Stella Adler and the daughter. That's performance.
That is a fun fact.
That's a performance.
How have we landed here?
अभी सही Godfather कौन है? हाँ. Call the Bollywood boys.
He made them an offer they couldn't refuse.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Mithila. Sorry to bring you.
No,
down.
Baba, why?
No, Stella Adler. So this is a very big school,
Wow, okay.
acting studio where all the greats, lots of great names have transitioned from there.
Yeah. So so it was a 6-week acting workshop, and after that,
But isn't it great?
it was
Just
amazing.
throw you into this, improv which is real and serious.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
F around there,
It was amazing. I met some I made some really good friends also while I was at it. And then I was like, okay, so this is again reaffirming that I want to do this. So I wrote an article for QTP's newsletter and I made my grandfather read it.
Oh, nice.
So he said, so this is what you want to do. And I said, but I'm also a very practical person. So I told him, look, I know I can't be very sure of what to expect out of this, but give me 6 months to a year at least.
Sure.
And I promise you that if nothing works out, I will find something else to do. But in my heart, I really wanted it
But
to.
studies wise, what was the second plan?
I had graduated, mass media graduate.
Which is more than anyone in the room, so don't feel bad.
So I had done that, and then there was actually no plan B. The confidence with which I told my grandfather, give me 6 to 1.
But they must have
6
said
months.
something, your parents and grandparents must have said something, ki ab plan
No,
kya hai?
he didn't really. Because I think somewhere even he knew
So
that.
he had faith that you'll make it?
He hoped. He was, I think, it
Your
was just.
parents will always have faith.
That's a
right?
nice-
No, but also the thing
So
is
it's a sweet story because
Yeah.
on one side he's not really keen or appears not to be keen, but deep down he's praying for her.
Yeah,
That she does
yeah,
well because they've
sure.
not discussed ki second plan kya hai.
Because also I feel like it was not about that the truth was that it's not that he didn't have faith in me. He didn't have faith in the industry and the world because he didn't.
Yeah.
You hear stories.
Look at the
and
creepy
like,
men out
see,
there, yeah. And this is only
I
the
mean-
podcast.
Marlon Brando, you just talked about it. Yeah,
He wasn't creepy. He was a good performer, apparently. Sorry, Mithila. Just
Oh, God.
two boys having a silly
Sorry.
I
conversation.
love how you keep apologizing, but I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
yeah. If you've met my wife, you'll know why I apologize to every woman I see. But
So yeah, that was it.
okay, no. So what is the first role then? Where you're on stage, even if it's we went to Stella Adler, so obviously you were. But when you come back, what is the first sort of
The
role that
very
you do?
first role that I did on stage was there was this play by Arambh called Tunni Ki Kahani. So it was a children's musical, and I was playing Tunni. So
Oh, nice.
it was all like
So
fun
Tunni
and
as in
singing and-
she's 10 years old.
she is.
Okay.
She's young.
Can you do the rest of the podcast like that? Beta.
No, I'm many years ahead of that also.
But this is not like a comedy. This is like a serious drama.
This is a cute, like for
Like-
children. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
musical
you
kind
teach
of.
them colors and
Yeah.
like it's
Oh, it's like that. Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, so it was that.
Did your parents not, your grandparents see that show?
Grandparents didn't, but parents did. Then the first thing that actually, funnily enough, when I did the Cup song and that went viral and all of that had happened, the cute part was that like news channels started covering it, and then newspaper like journalists had started coming over and saying like we need to click your pictures because la la la. And for my grandfather, that was obviously anything that's newly happened in my life in terms of a public life, it's been new for my family as well. So everybody was like kind of riding that wave as it was happening.
That's great.
And when the Cup song went viral, some relative of his has called him from Pune and said that I saw Mithila on a news channel.
Ah.
And I came back home that day and he was like, Mithila, do you know you were on a news channel? Now you'll be famous because you're on TV.
Great.
But like that
yeah.
connection didn't happen, that I was actually already...
And see our age group. For our age group, it's the news channel, not the Insta. Because that gives the verification and validation, right? And you come on something concrete. Yeah.
Yeah, because when I actually started acting for camera, I started on the internet. So for my grandfather, that was not legit. Like he was like, okay, fine, you're telling me you want to act, but where is it? Where can I see it? What does it mean? Because you're not on any posters. I don't see you in newspapers. I don't see you on my television screen, which was his realm of understanding. But due credit to him that when he realized that this is a different space, it's a new area, my aunt had gifted him, his daughter had gifted him a tablet. And he was like super techie, like he loved like learning new technology. Yeah. So he learned how to operate YouTube only so that he could watch my work. So it was a sweet transition. And,
It's fantastic. What a lovely story. I wish my kids have some talent. One day I can tell the
so
same
that
story.
I can figure out how to use YouTube.
I'll even I'll embellish the story a little bit and make it into one huge television set. Because I'm old with a plug. Yeah, that kind of thing. So you got success very quickly in that sense, no? Because the internet recognized you almost immediately and you were suddenly pushed out there. So then you go straight into OTT. What happened?
Yeah, straight into. Thank God for that, because I had to ask for 6 months to a year.
How did life change in that moment though?
No, Mithila, people will ask you this all your life. As you get more and more successful and older in life, they also ask you कि मेरे को भी करना है, and they want to know if there's a path, but there's no real path.
There really isn't.
Yeah.
There really, like I mean I don't put it all on luck, because that just trivializes all the work that you put in, really. But
you only blame bad luck. Good luck you should not take.
Right place, right time really is how it works, I think. But there isn't really a straight path, because nobody was telling me what to do even when I started. When the internet happened, when shows started happening on the internet, it was very new. When Little Things, we did Little Things.
Love the
it
show.
The concept of shows probably was happening before that. Probably Permanent Roommates had come, and then they had kind of carried that
TVF,
ahead. And so it was very new. So for me, I was not like being led by any example, because everything was new and I was open to experimenting. I was the kind of person who and I think I still am, that I wanted to be an actor, and anywhere I found that opportunity, I wanted to grab it with both hands. And so it was essentially a gamble that I was playing.
You were in
with
that
the
first
internet.
wave of the very few few actors.
That's why she has shares in Prime and Netflix and all.
Correct.
I mean, as an equity owner, you're talking to someone who can make or break your career, boy.
Correct.
I'm the one who started it, guys. What are you talking about?
Yeah, absolutely.
Where are they now? The others.
So that's how essentially it started. So I was willing to take up any
So how did
opportunity.
little things happen specifically? Like
Little
somebody called
things
you up?
happened when I was... So filter copy is...
Don't make a joke. He's
know,
dying to
I
say,
love-
how do little things happen? Yeah, karo comedy.
You are using me to
You're
make your own
interrupting her
joke.
and I'll get blamed
I
later.
didn't say anything.
They'll keep saying you later talk.
It's on her.
That's
On
just
him.
philosophy. Little things happen in life
इसमें
because
चाहिए
it's
फेंको.
a philosophy of life. But little things happen because Filter Copy is a channel that is run by Pocket Aces. That's the company. And I used to do this show called News Darshan with them, which Dhruv Sehgal, who's a writer and the actor in
Little
of
Things,
Little
yeah.
Things. He called me in for an audition because he knew me from Thespo. And Thespo so far has been that one...
It's the
Like
founding father.
connecting
It
kind of-
really
Yeah.
has been because everything that I ended up doing, the first film that I actually did was Katti Batti, where I played Imran Khan's younger sister. The associate casting director on it was with Mukesh Chabra was Shweta Tripathi, who also I know from Thespo. So there are a lot of links to that, like I can link back to Thespo.
So,
So
Any upcoming actor should join Thespo immediately. Like,
Thespo is
basically
your
it's
way
just-
forward.
Yeah, the way forward.
But make sure you go
That's
backstage first. If you
Yes.
go on stage first, you don't do so well. Yeah.
Sorry, boss. Yes.
well. So Dhruv called me in for an audition for News Darshan. So it's to give you context, it's like John Oliver, but like John Oliver is amazing. But like just to get you an
Okay.
but give you an idea of what that show format was like.
Bit long, yeah.
And after that, Dhruv and Karthik Krishnan, who's a writer and director of News Darshan, they wrote 2 sketches, okay, in which Dhruv and I played girlfriend boy. So confusing things girlfriends say,
How
annoying
convenient,
things.
na? They get
Yeah.
a pretty girl and he plays the boyfriend because he's the writer. What?
It actually
good
was
actor also,
that
yeah.
is the story because they tried to cast a boy and they didn't find anyone in time, so they were like, Dhruv tu kar lega kya? तो ध्रुव ने कहा हाँ कर लूंगा. So that's how it happened, and people were really like appreciating the chemistry between us.
Yeah.
They were like, we want to watch the two of you a lot more on screen.
Oh.
So
So he had no like intention
accident.
to act otherwise?
like
Oh,
he's
okay.
more of a writer than
Okay.
an
It's how
actor.
Kunal became Mayawati's character because we couldn't find a woman.
Yeah.
So we had to use him. See, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work.
It's but I mean it's not something that he refrains from really,
Okay.
but it's not like he'd rather be a writer than an actor. It's like that. So so then the Ashwin Suresh, who's the producer at Pocket Aces, he said to him, now why don't you write a show which will have, so it was a YouTube show before it went on Netflix.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So
So they
that's how
then
Little
made it
Things-
into a full season-y thing.
like 5
From what was just
episodes.
sketches and a show.
Yeah.
Wow, there's hope for the podcast, Papa. We will
Yeah,
be a feature
cool
film.
episode, yeah,
One day,
correct.
just see. Just
Yeah.
from this
Now
much.
in fact it's an audio show also, Little Things.
Wow.
On Audible. Yeah.
Oh really? You mean like the same show is released as an
It's like
audio?
the prequel of the show.
Oh cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So you've done that as well?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. Which reminds us now, we can segue to that because you brought it up. You've also done the Multiverse ka audio, right?
I have, but I haven't recorded for it. But I am part of it.
But
I'm
we aren't
going
allowed to
soon.
talk about it, or we can?
We can talk about it.
It's from
Okay.
Marvel.
I'll
Yeah.
soon. I'll
Can we
soon.
see which character and all that?
Yeah, I'm playing Sophia in Wolverine.
Okay.
Oh,
She's
nice.
like his sidekick, and
Oh,
you've seen her
awesome.
more in comic books than you have in movies.
Oh,
I think a glimpse of her is seen in Logan, I think, in the 2017 film.
Okay.
Right?
Okay, not Logan Paul. Logan is
I know-
a name of
I know the movie
I know you follow
yes.
that Logan Paul
Ah,
guy.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
So that, but not more than this. Like I can't speak.
Who is playing Wolverine? Do we
Sharad
already know?
Kelkar.
Oh wow.
And we had, it's all Marathi, I tell
Oh,
you.
wow.
It's all
That's
here.
so cool.
It's under control.
Sweet.
We had both of them on the show. See how
Yeah.
Sparsh is planning. He only wants to work with the multiverse characters.
Only every actor is just from a Marvel.
Okay, let's get back to the journey. So then you basically you're on a hit show immediately. Then your life changed automatically within minutes.
Yes.
That's it.
Before Little Things, actually, there were those 2 sketches. In between that, there was the Cup song, and then
And the Cup song went viral and
Cup song went
became
viral.
a
but,
sensation.
Girl in the City is a show that was the first show I was a part of. Again, Anand Tiwari, who's the producer, met at Thespo, and he's the one who called
Oh,
me
yeah?
for an audition.
Hey, Thespo, can
Yeah.
you sponsor our podcast? Huge, yaar.
They're giving everyone
Imagine,
all the
simply there'll be one guy who
Yeah.
failed in Thespo, na? So कुछ काम नहीं है, कुछ.
He's
One
enjoying
guy.
a very last life, man.
No, he's like everybody going forward, doing well.
So that is what
So this is like
happened.
Film Institute guys, huh? So they all look out for each other like community.
Yes,
Tribalism.
sorry.
They're
Is that
calling.
my
Tesco's
fault?
calling. Take it.
No,
Mithila,
must
it's
be
your
offering your
phone.
next
I'm sorry.
project.
I
No, you can
didn't
take it.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Please don't worry. We have no rules here.
No, it's actually
Can't you tell?
Prajakta Koi. So
Prajakta, she's also got lots of
She's-
following. She's been on the show.
Is she
Yeah,
also part
she's
of
been
Despo?
on-
Oh,
She
I
wants to
didn't
be on the
know.
show again. She's calling.
That's great.
I'll take it. I'll just tell her.
is it?
Prajakta, not now. Not now. Okay? Okay. Sweet girl, yeah. Sweet girl. She's not really there. I don't have the guts. Are you mad?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's what happened. So Girl in the City happened, which was a show I did for Bindas, and which was essentially on YouTube. And then Little Things, the show happened. So
So again, unstructured career in that sense. You can say nothing to do with luck and all that, or karma, or whatever the word is. But on its own, things just happened organically and boom.
one after the other.
Yeah.
I think the first film, like I said, I did was Katti Batti actually. But after that, when internet happened in my life, I was like, okay, this is interesting. Oh, I can try this. It was so accessible, and the approach road to that was also so open for the rest of us, because you audition and you can do a 5-minute video, you can do an hour-long story, you can do. There was so much liberty, so I was enjoying it while I was at it. So
Then how did Karma come about later with Irfan
Karma
and
also
DK?
happened. Plugging in Tespo.
Tespo.
I think.
Maybe chappal se maro kaante. Come on. I can't take this Tespo.
So Akash Khurana is a...
Put another
is a
chair for Tespo. Now,
alumni.
one chair.
Akash Khurana is a Tespo alumni.
He's a legend.
But everybody knows him. So I auditioned for Karma, of course. Nandini Shrikant and Karan Mali were casting for it. So I auditioned for it in 2017, I think. And then we shot the film, and 2018 it released.
Wow.
Yeah.
2018 was a big year for her. I was watching that. 2018 is where everything happened. Maybe that would be like your breakthrough year or breakout year, whatever they call it.
Yeah, could
Yeah?
be true. Yeah.
Okay. There's also some other interesting tidbits.
Before that, you worked with Irfan
I
on
did.
Karwan.
Yes.
And I was watching an interview of yours, and you were saying how Irfan basically taught you to be present as an actor. What is that like? What is working with him like?
Well, basically, he calls you up and says, come.
You better be present.
What the hell are you asking?
No, like
Present
present in the scene, like spontaneous.
It was scary because he is who he is.
Yeah.
But he made it so easy, man. Like it was so fun to just watch him. I used to forget that I'm his co-actor and not his audience.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of times as characters we're not supposed to get along, but there were so many things that he said, funny things with a straight face as his character,
Yes.
that I used to start laughing. And it probably took me a proper 10 to 12 days to just constantly tell myself that I can't laugh at his jokes. I'm not supposed to find them funny because I'm playing a character that's not really fond of him. So, but it was, so I think that's what I meant by...
I don't want to brag, Silvery.
Yeah.
Mithila, you may not know this, but I've done a lot of shows with Irfan,
Oh, nice.
interviews, events, and we had a very good. He didn't call me by name. It was a good relationship, all said and done.
Yeah, but it was
But you
lovely.
went to Stella Adler. I remember when we went to Strasbourg for the first time, doing theatre first, you project everything.
Yeah.
So it's a little over the top, right?
Yeah.
Because they were always talking to the back row. That's what they teach us, etc., etc.
I know, Cyrus. I went to Anupam Kher's active repairs.
There you go. And you only taken half the money.
Only half.
But no, the point is that so when you meet someone like Irfan, whose whole style is very, sort of subtle and toned down, etc. So basically, I think it comes down a lot. But didn't you feel that in Stella Adler also, where they just try to kill your loudness and bring down everything?
Definitely. I think that was my first method acting class.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Neither did
I. But the whole... So the way Stella Adler's method works is that you have to be present.
Exactly.
Like you have to, it can't stem
in the
out
moment
of...
is what they use, no?
Yeah, because I think Chekhov and Stanislavski is something that you get
You
inspired by
find
something from your life.
sense memories to work with.
So Stella Adler breaks out from it, and she says that, okay, maybe you are crying for your dead
for your
mother.
dog that died years back or
exactly.
whatever, but yeah.
But in the moment you're not like maybe in the scene, okay, your mother's passed away and you're crying, but you can't take that inspiration from, because it's not the same emotion. Like how Mithila will feel and how probably someone.
It looks forced sometimes. So if you stay in the moment and let the moment organically take you forward.
Yeah. So that's
you won't understand all this, but you're a comedian.
Got it.
Terko kya pata hai? I know this joke. What's the point of that life?
Fair.
Have you watched his stand-up? He's a famous comedian.
No, I'm not.
His show is also called My Little Thing. Don't take grandparents.
No, that's
it's
not.
very vulgar.
Okay.
Just say that.
Okay, good to know.
Very good. First 45 minutes are great. Last 5 minutes even better. We leave. Yeah.
It's fair.
All right. Do we take a break?
Yes, we can take a
We
break.
take a quick break. When we come back, lots more. Find out what she's doing, how much she earns, whether she pays VAT or not when we come back.
Hello. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. Listeners, presenting to you Club Cyrus Says, the premium tier offering for our podcast. Club members will get exclusive Cock and Bull episodes every Monday, extended and unfiltered versions of the guest episodes, access to the Club Cyrus Says Discord server, and audio offerings such as ad-free episodes and early access to guest episodes. Also, members get to decide the topics of the live episodes and get their name on the producer's slate at the end credits. On Cock and Bull, Cyrus and Abbas, that's me, are joined by Owen Roncon, Chief of Business Live Events at Book My Show. We discussed Italy banning the use of English language and the antics of an American couple on YouTube for getting viewership. On Polyabazi, Khyati, Saurabh and Pranay discuss how with changing geopolitics and technology, many government ministries have to deal with increasing levels of complexity. And on the Filter Coffee podcast, Karthik Nagarajan speaks to Malika Ravikumar, an author and history buff. She talks about her love for history and how schools have made it all about dates and wars which students find boring. Once again, don't forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcast.com. We have some exciting stuff for you. Follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, please spread the word, tell your friends and don't forget to rate and review them wherever you're listening to them. You will also find our shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcasts. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, LIC of India, Yono SBI, Cash Free Payments and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you for making this possible.
All right, we're back here. Mithila's had enough of the show. She's decided
I'm ready to go.
she
Thanks,
wants
guys.
to
It was
end
great.
it. But
I also want to talk to her.
stop putting your hand up like I'm a teacher.
Sorry,
मेरा बाप का show नहीं है.
with you, I have to
बोलने का ना बोलो. Everybody puts a hand up.
Sir, can I
Sweet
just-
guy from Powai, na? How he's with seniors.
you
You
work-
should see him with seniors. Hello, ma'am. He's very old-fashioned. With tamiz and
Like
all that.
Peri Pen and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that. All
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
God, yeah, sorry.
You worked in Telugu Films. How was that?
Yes.
Okay,
No,
one
but it's a
Telugu
lead, na?
Yeah.
Then?
Yeah. How was
By
that?
the way, it's the number one in industry of India. So,
I agree.
hello.
No, I mean, by that I meant that I would look forward to being
Doing
part
more.
of lots
Yeah,
more
yeah.
Telugu films. I absolutely enjoyed it, because I, first of all, didn't know the first word of the language until I did.
So you didn't dub, you did yourself.
I didn't dub.
Huh.
In the film, they've dubbed over me, but in the while
you have
I'm
to say
saying
it,
the
right.
dialogues, I have to say them because I had a lot of lines.
Hey, romantic
And,
lines and all?
But very emotionally high-strung lines, like
Okay.
not romantic and all. But I'm crying, I'm angry,
wow.
like all of those emotions are there.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very unfair for me to not know them. Generally, also, I think it's unfair for an actor to not know their lines if they want to, because acting essentially with two people is a give and take, right? If I
Yeah.
don't give anything to my co-actor, what is he going to, play off of? So I knew that I wanted to learn my lines, and I learned them like poetry, because I love learning songs in different languages.
Ah.
Oh, wow.
So I learned it like that. And I've sung Telugu songs before without knowing really what they
Oh, you actually know Telugu songs by heart?
Ha.
So that's a little bit of an advantage. Because some
Yeah,
words
you
are
get-
already
yeah,
there.
yeah, you get
Yeah.
So they're not going to...
And
phonetically,
also when
yeah.
you hear a language,
It
like
gets
I was in
better.
Hyderabad, and obviously the language was spoken a lot around
Yeah.
me. So I like kind of being attentive
Yeah.
to that.
What she's trying to say, I think, is that she's good with languages.
I enjoy learning languages. Let's just put it that way. So I fully enjoyed it.
Now, I would like to
fully enjoyed
mention
it.
to both Shiv Sena 2 and BJP that she has not done Marathi films. But she's doing Telugu films.
I have done a Marathi film called Muramba.
I apologize.
I have. In fact, fun fact, I wanted to start with Marathi theatre.
Yeah, I was
So I'm
wondering
a,
why you
so I'm
didn't
a
do that.
Dadar girl.
Yeah, exactly.
And this your, I mean, I've grown up in that atmosphere, and I was like, I have to start with Marathi theatre because it's a language I'm comfortable with.
Yeah.
So let me start doing something that I'm not comfortable with, which is acting, because I had never done it before. So at least I'm already at ease with the language.
Yeah.
But Shivaji Mandir is right behind where
How
I
come
live.
you
So
didn't try, honestly? You must have some contacts and there must be somebody somewhere you knew.
Nothing worked out. So when I got
Damn it, if her surname was Patkar, she could have got her own theatre back in South Bombay.
Yeah.
Patkar Hall.
But after seeing this, you get a lot of Marathi film
Fucking
offers.
Pawai kid doesn't get the joke at all. Yeah. Patkar Hall is a famous hall.
Oh, is it? Okay, I had no idea.
Bloody Punjabi
Sorry,
from
I had
hell.
no idea.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry.
so that never happened, and I did a Marathi film called Muramba, which released in 2017.
Oh, right in the beginning.
But it's true that's the only Marathi film that I've done so far, and I would love to do a lot more. But
Be careful because there's a lining outside your door now.
I hope they know that. Like, I hope they know
I'm
the fact
close to Mahesh Manjrekar. You are good at crying it. No? Crying is important.
So I have done Marathi films. Not that I haven't.
But that's very interesting. So you're not going to restrict yourself to anything. You could do anything anywhere. You like the
Yeah.
challenge. You learn the language.
Yeah.
You pick
I'm
up the
ready to do
nuances.
I've realized that Malayalam is a very difficult language to pick up because it's a difficult language to sing in also.
But I know all the Galis.
In
I had three
Malayalam.
bosses who are Malayalis. So we learned everything. It's not that great thing about Galis in any language, you pick it up.
How the first thing you learn in a different
I
language
don't know,
is the
but
Gali?
it's true. You go anywhere in the
Always.
world.
You always ask.
Yeah.
You always look it up or ask.
I remember Sriram coaching Ayushi on our show, on our podcast, when she was in Chennai and stuck and all. He explained to her what the bad words were because she was
nice.
fighting with rickshaw drivers. So you must know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because Ma Ben pe gaya, so you know where you stand immediately after that.
Fair enough.
Let's get back to her life.
Yes,
Not
correct.
bloody Ayushi's show. How dare you come into this? Yeah. So then what's next? What's going on? What's on now?
I will soon be recording for the Marvel audio
Nice.
series. So once that happens, I'll have a lot more to talk about it, but I haven't started yet.
Is there like an undercover document that Marvel gives you? Like a secret document that you're not supposed to disclose to anyone? Is that
She's already told us everything.
No, like
No,
I
but
know,
we've
but like at
we've
first,
announced the
before
show,
the embargo.
so we've announced it.
I
Absolutely.
know these guys are serious about all
Yeah,
that.
that's
So
what.
I answered twice.
We've announced the series, so it's not that it's not something I can't talk about being part of, but I can't give you more details
okay.
about it.
Right.
So that is coming up. There are actually a few things that I'm not allowed to talk about. So
Just tell us this much. OTT में कुछ है?
everything,
में?
everywhere.
Feature में भी?
You'll see me everywhere.
Hindi feature में भी? And Telugu?
Telugu में अभी कुछ नहीं.
Yeah.
But I'm so if anybody is listening, watching,
You have to say in Telugu, otherwise how will they get it?
remember. I don't know so much. I can sing a song in Telugu.
Can you sing?
Yeah, in Telugu I'll sing.
Yeah.
Okay. శతజన్మాల బంధాల బంగారక్షణమిది తెలుసా మనసా ఇది నాటి అనుబంధము తెలుసా మనసా ఇది జన్మ సంబంధము.
And come in here. Nattu! No, that's
Not
not
the
it.
same
That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. But how do we know? It sounded very correct. But there's no Telugu speaking person in our room at the moment, so we can't confirm it. But nice voice
Yeah,
also.
wow, amazing.
As usual, God gives all the talent to one person. And
And nothing to the other two people in the room.
I don't even get Wi-Fi.
Oh my God.
All right, it's time to go to the AMAs.
Let's go to the AMAs.
Yeah.
Yes. We have a bunch of AMAs for you. The first one comes from Sameer, who says, how was shooting Little Things for Netflix versus filter copy like? So what is working with filter copy and what is working with Netflix like?
Actually, you know what? We shot for the second season on Netflix. Of Little Things, and then we found out that it was going up on Netflix. So
you
it
thought,
was
okay.
the same for us.
The genre changed in a way.
But what
Yeah.
changed for us was it just got
Scale.
that was the lift off that
Scale.
it got, that we suddenly were.
So then was season 3 a lot more
But it puts pressure on you, no? So
It
there's like a
does.
formality है उसमें.
Yeah,
it's
it was
like a
in
proper,
that sense very different that, oh my God, we're suddenly the third show, the
Yeah.
Indian show releasing on Netflix India. So it took us a while for both actually, Dhruv and I, to fathom the fact that, suddenly now so many millions of people are, like, we are accessible to so many people. And
for life.
For life. And the sweet part about it is that no matter where we go, whichever corner of the globe, people recognize us from Little Things. Like it's, and people come and talk to us about Little Things. So that's been very special. So I think
What is your family like so far? Which is their favorite? Is there a favorite?
They're very cute. Like they don't mention one thing, but it's like they are enjoying this just sense of being public in a
Critical bhi hai?
बहन है, like my sister is very critical because she'd rather be honest with me. My grandfather, we lost him last year, but he was the kind to like just collect my magazines and keep it
super.
on his teapoy.
sweet.
That's fantastic. I would be that kind of grandfather.
So yeah, every time
My daughter best.
he properly was
yeah.
like that. Every time a guest came, he would show it to them. ये देखो magazine. ये देखो
A lot of
whatever,
people think it's
article.
overdone, but I really think a lot of successful kids become successful because the parents have such great self-belief and support. Sometimes you see that, no?
Absolutely.
You don't realize it now, he's no more, whatever, so you suddenly realize what
absolutely.
support you must have had without knowing it.
Yeah, truly great.
You have good support at home?
Very good support. Yeah, I'm still working here.
They're still keeping you.
Yeah,
I mean, they're calling him Silvery, so
Silvery.
I mean, yes.
Galat se.
could have called him Silvery.
Yeah. Richie is so much better na for girls. Hi Richie! Are you free for tonight?
Richie Rich? Okay. Hemisha has asked, what is your hair care routine? Those are some awesome curls. She says.
Thanks.
May I ask 70% is natural curl?
Natural.
Or you don't have to do all that product stuff?
I mean, to maintain them, I have to. And like for camera, things work differently because you have to be set and look a certain way. But they are natural curls. Hair care routine is essentially... It will be different for everybody. Sorry, I don't mean to give gyan here. But honestly, it's something that you are going to have to constantly keep experimenting with. Because I use a shampoo, conditioner and a curl cream. But... Wow. Everybody will have to do different things. It's actually a very long drawn routine, so I don't want to bore them.
There's one guy
but I will
who works
talk
with
about
us.
it soon.
Mithila, there's one
In
guy
detail.
who's very into all this. His name is Abbas. So just for him, clearly, if you can just point out कि अगर curl करवाना है तो what would be
करें?
because artificial curl for in his case it will not be real.
वो तो फिर टोंग ले लो और करते रहो ना.
Correct, yeah.
अच्छा तो
Yeah.
अभी दूसरा problem बाल कहाँ से
No
आएगा?
hair.
You have to like grow your hair.
Grow hair.
Picture of
Grow it
Abbas.
out of us.
Picture
Grow it
of
out.
Abbas, please.
It's your fault you're not growing it out, David.
Okay.
Cyrus, what's your hair care routine? Do you have it?
When you're 51, na Baba, you just check if there's hair. Don't worry about the routine. Yeah. And you know what I like? How our peers in our age group, the other guys and girls, more guys really, want to point out your balding. It's
Always,
this childishness
dude.
from 20s.
I'm sorry,
how
I-
men like to tell each other that very nicely, you know, it's almost like tarif actually, but it's like, boss, little bit of this scalp is showing, huh? It's like that.
Yeah.
So unnecessary.
My barber tells me this every time I go to him. Like, oh, इस बार और बाल झड़ गया. अभी और
Like तेरी गलती ना?
और
तूने
scalp
क्या
दिख रहा है.
किया?
I'm like, yeah, I'm just living my life. I don't know what to
मैं
do.
घर जाके पुल करता है मैं.
Correct. Rohit Atre has asked, why is Dadar better than Valkeshwar? Can you please explain this to our cult supremo
See,
Cyrus?
I can't speak about 20.
Because I
23,
live there.
But the other growing up, the Parsis and Maharashtrians get along very well. It's very strong intellectual property there. People are intelligent, educated, good views. Valkeshwar is nothing like that. Valkeshwar is just money, okay?
Yeah.
So please don't confuse that with culture.
mean-
The other is culture, Valkeshwar is money.
There you go. You
Right?
have an answer.
Sahi bola main?
But I live there, so that's an easy
You
There's
still
some
live
money there also.
You still live in the other?
Yeah. So there's money in the other also. That's good. Good.
There's a lot of money in the other. What's wrong with you?
That's
There's
what
Pawai mein paisa hai. Look
said
beyond Pawai,
Valkeshwar.
Mr. Hiranandani.
He
Look
said-
beyond Pawai.
He said money is Valkeshwar, he said.
Money is Valkeshwar is only money. What
Yeah.
culture do we have? Where's the culture? Show me the culture.
Yeah, okay,
what
fair.
culture is there?
Okay.
Please come to Valkeshwar.
Oh, yeah.
We have VIP culture. You want that? Come there.
All right. Cave Sun has asked, your favorite place to eat Maharashtrian food?
Aswad, Prakash and Gypsy Corner. In Dadar.
No
Everything is in Dadar.
Not Sachin, Saiba, all these places. No?
There's Saibini and all are fish plates, but
Okay.
like your sabudana vada, your sabudana khichdi and kothimir vadi and all of that is Prakash, Aswad and...
She's very Dadar loyal.
I'm very Dadar loyal.
I can see member of
I can
parliament.
tattoo it.
Yeah.
She'll get...
It's like father,
key-
mother, Dadar.
All right. Madman Rocks has asked, how was the experience shooting with Irfan Khan? You already answered that. Please share any interesting incident if you remember it.
So, I'm the kind of person who you will hear from a distance even if you're not around me because I keep singing. Like I keep humming. You'll hear me
We
basically.
tried to stop her.
Yeah, see. But so he used to call me Binaka Geetmala.
Oh, nice.
Because I would sing anything from the 70s to the...
Again, that sounds Irfan's age. Because I understand the reference immediately. Everybody is blank.
Yeah, I know, but I knew what Bina Ka Geet
yeah,
Mala was. But yeah, so he used to call me that, and then I remember Akash had once said that my scene was going to happen a little after, so I wasn't there when they were shooting, and then he asked him, "Arey wo Bina Ka Geet Mala nahi aayi?" So that was one of those.
That's her nickname, Cyrus.
Bina Ka Geet Mala.
Bina Ka Geet Mala. It's better than Silvery.
But he never tried to be intimidating. There's some actors, big stars and all, who try to show their presence by being like the alpha in the room kind of thing.
Actually, no. And you know what the interesting bit was? I think after Karwa, he was going to shoot for something on the internet, for a web show. So he was very curious about how the internet works, and because he knew I came from that world, he was not embarrassed, ashamed, or anything of that sort. Like there was no ego play there about मैं इसको कैसे पूछूं. He sat me down and he asked me तो कौन देखता है, फिर कैसे चलता है YouTube, फिर आप जो show डालते हो वो कौन देखता है. So it was all. So that is his.
The first pioneer actually of the trying all the different mediums that are growing around them, and unlike the others who are waiting and watching, he put his foot in immediately. Yeah.
Absolutely. And the last one, Shweta says, you started off by singing Marathi songs. Please sing anything of your choice, a line or two, please, if you could.
Have you ever sung for anything but professionally?
I sang the title track of Muramba.
Oh.
And I sang a song in Karma, but it was like they released it a year after, so it was like the BTS 1 year later BTS kind of thing, so they used it there. Let's see what I can sing today.
And you're a trained singer?
No. I wish I was, but I'm not. What can I sing today for you? Since we are like, if this is the end of the session-ish, I will sing Chal Turu Turu because that's where my journey began. किथा कुणी आसपासना डोळ्याच्या कोणात हासना तू जरा माझ्याशी बोलना ओठाची मोहोर खोलना तू लग बग जाता मग वळून पाहता वाट पावला तडखळली जशी मावळत्या उन्हात केवड्याच्या बनात नागिण सळसळली ही चाल तुरु तुरु उडती केस भुरु भुरु डाव्या डोळ्यावर बट्ट ढळली जशी मावळत्या उन्हात केवड्याच्या बनात नागिण सळसळली.
Wow. Really nice voice, huh?
Thank you so much.
If nothing else works out, will you come and sing for us?
I will.
I'm just kidding.
I'm ready.
That's lovely.
I need all the backup.
Now traditional Parsi folk song in Marathi. Sona bai changli kai मला चबांगेल मागितली oh. I'll sing the whole thing for you later. We don't have time now.
And then Punjabi song. Trut 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 trut.
This is it. You're obviously going to stand out. Look at the lack of talent in this room. So you're not announcing any projects, but you're completely full because they're all.
I mean, there are things that I've shot and are
we can't
hopefully
talk about
ready
yet.
to release.
Okay. Before we go, one last thing. I saw some 3 million Insta subscribers. Someone as young as you. I have 3,000.
No,
that's ridiculous.
You're more than that.
Yeah, 3 million subscribers.
That's
I mean, that's fantastic. So quickly.
Yeah, that's just it's just all been very surreal because I mean it's not something that I.
How sweet. A guest who's blushing. We had a guest the other day. जब मैं तारीफ किया तो उसने भी तारीफ किया अपने आप पे.
I mean,
You figure out who that is.
I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying.
You figure out.
no, but the thing is that none of this was in. The only plan was that I wanted to be an actor. None of this was planned कि मैं ऐसे जाऊंगी या ये direction लूंगी या अभी मैं मेरा song करूंगी तो वो viral जाए. ये कोई thought ही नहीं था. The reason I put up my cup song was because it was something I wanted to experiment with, and I said, okay, let's put this up. Like it was really genuinely that thought until the world lapped it up, and that was just. I'm just still full of gratitude for that.
Just tell me what's on Insta, but what do you put up? Like it's just your life and all? What goes
just
on?
me.
No, nothing special. You're not trying to make a little vignette shows, those kind of things.
Not at all. In fact, I feel like there are. Most recently, I've been feeling like. Sometimes you know how you feel compelled to put things on Instagram because okay now
I got up.
Yeah. Basically, but also even when you're posting something, I feel like when I decide to post कि आज मुझे कुछ post करना है, then I keep scrolling through things के अच्छा क्या करूँ. the minute that I go into that spiral, I don't post because I feel like it's
forced.
not me. It's very forced, and I keep my channel or my page rather as organic as I can be, because of course as an actor / influencer and all of those things, we do work related things on Instagram. Of course we do ads and all those things, but at the same time, whatever is me. Like there is no what you see me is very close to who I really am in life. There is no pretense or anything else.
Not like mine. Mine is just shirtless me, and people say stop.
People ask me to stop singing also.
Really?
Yeah.
But isn't that beautiful about the internet? No? They can't stop saying bad things.
Yeah.
They really can't help it.
Yeah.
Anyway, this has been a wonderful talk. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
We're
having
looking
me.
forward to all your success in other shows and
Thank you.
everything. And one day, if you come back, whenever you feel like it, we'll chat about other people's lives.
Done.
Absolutely.
Done.
Gossip. You can share gossip with us.
Where we get more familiar, we can take more liberties, and then we can bitch more.
We can do Thespo circle. Thespo circle.
Tepso.
Thespo circle. We can get.
To barabar homework करके आना. The main show.
Lisp. No.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.